that city has an apostolic calling and a destiny on it, and God's drawing all these people from all these dark religions into one place just to arrest them. Amen. And then they'll go back with that apostolic grace upon them to touch the nations that they were brought from. And I feel a little bit of that right here on the front end of this message. I feel like I'm supposed to tell you that there's a sense of apostolic firsts that came out of this city, and somewhere along the line, darkness comes, and we know that. But there's a radiance of the hallelujah that's coming to this city that's going to shift everything. Now, when you look at what happened in the days of the tabernacle of David, it was coming out of a generation where there was no worship. It was coming out of a generation who had basically false leadership, false authority structures in place. It was the generation before David was Saul, so that was basically the politically correct generation. And what had happened there is a democracy had formed. Basically, God allowed a democracy to happen there. And that democracy looked like this. According to the choice of the presumption of the people of God, you chose. And so here's your king. And then, but then God, there was no worship in that generation. And there was witchcraft in that generation. There was all kinds of things in that generation that devalued the power and the presence of God based upon man's stuff, right? But then God had one waiting in the wings. And that one waiting in the wings was not like Saul being anointed with a vial of oil. The vial was a very fragile man-made vessel. And yes, he was anointed, but it was a very fragile man-made thing that had happened. And Israel suffered the consequences of that, of course. But waiting in the wings was one who lived his life, the presence of God in his life. And I don't know if you remember